We're back out here once again, and today we're talking about why, when it comes to bass fishing, what you think matters and can have a profound effect on whether you have success or whether you get skunked. Stick around, we're going to talk all about it. Got him. And here is this video's featured comment. Congratulations! If you would like to have a chance to have your comment featured in an upcoming video, all you've got to do is leave a comment. And now, on with the video. Welcome back to Lowbrow Fishing, and it's often been said that how we think about something whenever we go to approach it directly affects the outcome. And bass fishing is no different. Where our mind is at greatly influences whether we catch fish or whether we get skunked. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I often get comments along the lines of, hey Lowbrow, what bait should I throw? Hey Lowbrow, this is the lake that I fish, what lure should I throw? And I'm telling you, that's the wrong way to go about it. What you need to ask yourselves is, what are the conditions? And you've heard me harp on this all the time. Don't think about what baits to throw. Think about what are the conditions and then pair the lures up with that. I'm going to give you an example because I fall into this trap all the time myself. And today was no different. I got out on the water. I had some video ideas in mind. Now, granted, being a YouTuber, we get out on the water and we kind of have to force our hand a little bit. I can't just get out there and throw what I know will work because I might have done 10 videos on that. That's not what I have to do. I've got to keep variety. I've got to keep things going. So I can be a little bit susceptible to this. Today, I had a couple of ideas in my head for videos that I wanted to shoot. So I stuck with those lures and presentations. They were not working. The bass didn't want to have anything to do with them. All I needed was one catch. That's all I needed, to demonstrate something, to show something, to prove something worked or whether it didn't. Those bass were not cooperating, and I was in danger of getting skunked by the end of the day. I had been out on the water for hours and hadn't got so much as a sniff. And I get asked if I ever skunk when I go out to the water, and the answer is yes. Now, it does not happen often. It does not happen to me often at all. 9 times out of 10 or more, I'm catching at least a few fish. And the more that I fish, because I put in hundreds and thousands of hours on the water each and every single year. And granted, again, being a YouTuber, not a lot of guys are going to do that. So you get a lot of practice and you tend to get good at something. But the thing that I've noticed more than anything is we get in that trap of lures, lures, lures. If I tie on this lure and I throw it, I can catch a fish. But that's not how it works. It's what are the bass doing? What is the water conditions? What are the weather conditions? Is there pressure? Is there sun? Is there clouds? You guys know the routine. You've heard me say it so many times. But when it boils down to it, you've got to follow where the fish are. You've got to go with what they want. You can't force your hand. And, I'm guilty a lot of times. I'll tie something on, and because I want to make a video about that thing, I get skunked. What I should be doing is fishing something that will work and then saying to you guys, hey, guys, this is what's working. This is what those bass are after. So I'd been out on the water several hours today and not gotten anything. And then I realized, you know what, Lowbrow? You need to take a step back. You need to take a breath. What are those fish doing? What is it that they want? What are the conditions? Do what you know how to do and just catch a fish. So I looked around and I noticed, the water is pretty clear, but about 3 feet down, there is a layer of silt, cloudy silt. We've had a little bit of rain over the weekend, so there's some silt in the water. On top of that, it's pretty clear. Those bass are hiding down in that layer of silt. Wasn't a lot of wind, those bass were kind of against the bank a little bit rather than being out in the channel. So they were kind of hiding away from the heat down in that silt and using it as an ambush point. I said, you know what? I can do this. I know what to tie on. I know what those bass want. And I went to the good old Waco rig, right? It just works. I've got this copper colored Yum Dinger. It's got a, this is a 1/32 ounce nail weight that I've got tied in here today because I just wanted a little bit slower fall. And I started throwing it around. I was skipping it under brush. I was throwing it in between the hydrilla spots. And I didn't have it in my hand more than 5 minutes. And, well, I got the skunk out of the boat. I just did not throw what they wanted to bite. Got him. Not a bad one. Not a bad one. Hot dog. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come here, buddy. He came up out of the depths and he got it through the top of the roof of the mouth. Beautiful. On the Waco rig. Hot dog. Very, very nice. I saw him come up and snatch it. Good fish, good bass. We really appreciate that little dude. £1.25, nice little fish. Thank you. And there he goes. All right, let's see if we can't get another one. Okay, so when I finally wised up and I realized I can't decide what those bass are going to bite, I have to let them tell me. That is the key that I'm trying to get instilled in everyone who views these videos. When I'm telling you these baits work, what I'm actually trying to tell you is these are the conditions that I see, and these are the baits that I'm pairing up with them. Don't become a connoisseur of baits, all right? We've got a lot of guys who are connoisseur of baits. They can tell you brand names, they can tell you what they do, they can do you this, that, or the other. Be a connoisseur of conditions, of marrying baits up with conditions. Then, I'll be honest, you really won't need guys like me. Because you won't be getting skunked because you will have it figured out all on your own. And that's what I would really like to do. I would really like for a commenter to say, hey, the light bulb went off. And I started putting the conditions together with the baits. And slowly over time, I'm catching more and more fish. And I'm getting skunked less and less. Because that's the end goal. Telling somebody this bait is what's going to work, that's easy. It's easy for me. It's easy for you. I get cheap, easy views, and you get false bravado because that's what it is. I don't know if that lure is going to work on your lake. I'm just telling you what's worked for me. And I'm trying to give you an idea of, hey, take this condition and this presentation, put them together, and I'm betting you're going to catch some fish. So you get guys who are saying, throw these baits, throw these baits, throw these baits. These baits are what's working. It's not 100% wrong. There is some truth to that, but you have to understand the underlying function, and that is conditions, 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 right? Don't think in terms of lures and spots. If you think in terms of lures and spots, you're going to get skunked way more than you're going to catch fish. So what do you think instead? Well, that's easy. Think of patterns and conditions. When you put it in those terms, rather than trying to force the bass to bite the bait that you want to throw, and you go to their level. What do we always say on this channel? View it from the bass's perspective. Now, this is something that I've talked about, but I've never really done it from this angle. You have to adjust your mind. You've got to adjust your approach. Try it. I'm telling you, put yourself to the test. Take the challenge. Try it. Don't look at any videos for an entire week that say, hey, throw this bait. Don't look at any of those. figure it out for yourself. I'm telling you, you can do it. Take the conditions, match them up with what's going on your fishery. The weather conditions, the water conditions, the pressure conditions, everything that we've talked about, doing your homework. Take those, match them up, and then pick a presentation according to what you see. Because I have faith in you. I know you can do it. I know if you see these things, you'll think to yourself, hey, it's windy. We've got a little wind-blown current. There's a little bit of pressure on the lake, but not so much in the area I want to fish. We're going to have a little bit of overcast sky. Maybe a spinnerbait, maybe a chatterbait, maybe an underspin. Some sort of moving bait might be effective. That's a good place to start. Or we've got bluebird skies and that water is slick, calm. What am I going to do? Well, those bass are going to be setting up in very predictable places. They're going to be looking for structure and cover to hide in. They're going to be looking for places to get out of that sun. Jigs and Texas rigs, wacky rigs, Waco rigs, those can be super effective. Like I said, I know you can do it. So this is my challenge to you. For 7 days, for the next 7 days, instead of looking for someone else to tell you what lure to throw, do it all for yourself. Figure out what the conditions are and match up the presentation appropriately with that. And watch how successful you can be. Because once you get it, that light bulb goes off and you keep doing it over and over and over again. And then success just becomes second nature. And you realize, wow, I've been fishing 5 times and I haven't skunked any of those times. Now, you'll still skunk. I'm not promising you that you will never skunk. I still skunk, Even when I try hard not to, I still skunk sometimes. And if somebody tells you they never skunk anymore, they're full of baloney. They're not being honest with you, and they're not being honest with themselves. So take a week, look at the conditions on your fishery, match those up with presentations. Now, if you need help from me, I will try my best to help you, but I'm not going to tell you what lure to throw. If you tell me, hey, lowbrow, we've got these conditions, would this be a good presentation? Would that be a good presentation? That kind of dialogue, that would be great. That would be the type of thing that would help us both out. It would help us both to grow and understand. You could understand what I know, pick my brain a little bit, and I could understand a little bit more about the fisheries that you fish. Give it a try and watch how quickly and how much you actually grow as an angler. So there you have it. When you have the proper mindset and when you're thinking things from the correct perspective, it can greatly affect your performance on the water. And you'll go from getting skunked all the time to hardly ever getting skunked. And you will grow so much as a bass angler. Thanks for watching Lowbrow Fishing. We'll catch you in the next one.